What's going on, y'all? This is Chris with NoLimitSquad, your personal Isochain and fitness vlogging channel. Today we're gonna go over 3 Isochain exercises to bulletproof our knees. All right, so what constitutes a weak knee? Well, it could be a variety of things, so it's not a one-size-fits-all, but maybe we were involved in a lot of combat sports over the years, and now the wear and tear just simply added up through mechanical abrasion. We also have, maybe we're just weightlifting a lot, whether it's plyometrics, CrossFit, or just the active weightlifting in general, just shaving off mechanical abrasion over the years. The wear and tear does add up. Maybe it's just poor genetics, maybe it's just weak knees. We need our knees. We need our knees for pretty much any leg exercise: the lunge, the leg press, the squat, the leg extension, the leg curl, deadlifts. I'm sure I'm missing a few and all the varieties that go along with it, but the point is we need our knees. The Isochain has tremendously helped my knees, as I no longer experience any knee pain. Just doing this hurt incredibly bad. It was like lightning bolts going directly into both my knees. What happened with me, real quick before I go into these 3 exercises, I have a partial quadricep tendon tear right here, so right above the knee here, patella, and it goes right into the so the tendon connects the bone to the muscle, so there's a small tear right there as it goes into my quadricep muscle here. So a tiny small tear, but enough where you feel it. This one, to be honest, I don't know what happened to this knee. So there are 2 different types of pain. Using the Isochain since October 6th has dramatically improved my leg day. It got to the point where my knees hurt so bad, demoing for a client the lunge, I couldn't do it. I looked like somebody in his 80s, you know, just holding down. Like, it literally was that. And it was just, I knew it was bad. It was probably headed for surgery. So, but using the Isochain within about 8 to 10 weeks, dramatic difference. You know, to be able to do this is just crazy. I mean, it's just the small things in life that we take for granted. And now here we are. And honestly, it's been no more than 10 minutes daily. So 10 minutes, change your life, change your knees. Of course, consult with your physician first, consult with your doctor. Your situation with your knees might be entirely different. These isometric training on the Isochain and strengthening your tendons and ligaments, your connective tissues, connecting the bone to the muscle, this is super important. It's like bulletproofing your knees. So we're gonna go through these 3 right now. So I'm gonna list them all first. The first one is the squat. So this could be the front squat or the Zurcher squat, either or on the Isochain. I'm gonna show you real quick. The next one is the Bulgarian split squat, left leg, right leg, and the hack lift, which is almost like a reverse deadlift. So I'm gonna show you all these exercises. Now, if you guys want to see the exercise broken down into detail, including setup, I have videos on how to set each exercise up. So as I go over them, there's gonna be a little card that is a link to that specific video. So I will drop that for you guys, so it'll definitely help. So here we go. So the first one, the Zurcher squat. So right now I have it set up for the Zurcher squat from the mid position. So you get underneath here, get underneath the bar. I usually set it up this way, hand over hand, and you want to rotate your knees underneath the bar. And then for 6 seconds, you're trying to pull up by pushing through your legs with everything you got. I'm gonna show you. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Woo! 431, that number's trash. That number's trash, though I did just trash my legs last night for leg day. A luxury that I just didn't have before because my knees used to hurt, so leg day felt pretty good last night. When I say good, I mean I almost threw up, but at least it wasn't throw up plus lightning bolts in my knees. So 431 for that. So it's 6 seconds, so you can do these once a day if you want. Now, here's what I will say. When I first started doing these exercises on the Isochain, it hurt. So at first I thought, I think I'm doing more damage than help. So I'm not sure. But reading in here in the Isometric manual by Paul Wade, which has pretty much everything you need to know about isometrics, and I highly recommend it, purchasing that. It's a wealth of information for isometric training. It pretty much shows exactly how you're going to strengthen your knees, okay? Because oftentimes our weakest links are our connective tissues, our tendons and ligaments. So a lot of times when you see like the strong men blowing something out like a bicep or tearing a quad or something like that, their muscles were strong, but the tendon just gave out. So, and then that's how you see it roll up like that. It's really important. It just keeps you safe. So like I said, rewinding back a little bit, I experienced pain for like the first 2 to 3 weeks. But here's what I noticed. At the end of the first week, the pain went from a 10 to a 9. I'm not gonna say it changed too much. At the end of the second week, it was like a 7. At the end of the third week, it was like a 4. After that, 8 to 10 weeks, it was gone. 8 to 10 weeks, it was completely gone. It's weird. Like I said, I couldn't even do this right here. Like this angle for my knees, it was just not happening. It was just, it's the little things that we take for granted. All right, so that's the first exercise, the Zurcher squat. Now, there's a variation for the Zurcher squat called the front squat. Here's a link to it here. You can check that out. It's still the same thing as far as leg activation is concerned. It works the exact same way, just one is a different style, that's all. Okay, the next one we're gonna do is the Bulgarian split squat. So here's a link here on how to perform it. So I'm gonna put my torture device, my stretcher behind me. Just like in the video, if you clicked it and then you came back here, what you wanna do is put your foot as close to the spring as possible. So you wanna be as centered as possible, okay? Then you have either a chair or something elevated to put your foot back on. Now, once you're here, you have, I do my Bulgarian split squats in the Zercher style, like this. You can also have it the front squat style, like this, where you're underneath the bar. Now your chain link is obviously gonna have to be higher, but you see my point. Now I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna show you a right leg and left leg contraction. Now, you're pushing with everything you got for 6 seconds, okay? So I'm gonna push, and when I push, I'm actually not pushing directly down. I'm kind of pushing at an angle, like towards the spring, okay? For 6 seconds, ready? 1, 2. Woo! Woo! 264.6. All right, so that's what you do for the right leg. Now all you do is just switch the other leg. That's it. It is really important to make sure that you're near the spring. Your foot has to be right next to the spring in the center of the base plate in order to perform this properly. All right. Now I'm going to be pushing down this way towards the spring. Woo! Yeah, my left leg's always been a little weaker, 247.2. So that's it. Again, you only have to do these once a day. If you want to perform these Isochain exercises, these contractions, more than once, say you want to do 2 sets of it. Say you want to do 6 sets. Now 6 sets, according to the Isometric manual, is optimal for maximum strength gain. So now you just times your bulletproofing by 6. Now you're getting 6 reps at 6 seconds versus, which is 36 seconds, versus just 6 seconds. So 6 times 6, 36. You just times your efforts by 6. Now, if the pain is too great, I recommend starting with 1. That's what I did. 1 worked. Now, maybe I would have started to experience less pain even sooner had I done 6. I was kind of timid, I'll be honest, but I'm really glad I did. Okay, so the last exercise we're gonna do is the hack lift. So it looks very similar to a deadlift, only the bar is behind. So I'll show you real quick. All right, so real quick, if you don't know what the hack lift is, here's a card. It's a link to a video where I explain the hack lift in detail. Go ahead and check that out. I'm just gonna perform the hack lift right now though. Okay, so all you do is you just put it behind you. You wanna put your feet right near the edge of the base plate here, okay? I usually go 1 hand over, 1 hand under. This is called mixed grip. Feet is just about shoulder width apart. You do not want it too wide. You don't want it too close either because then you might tip. All right, so right about here. See where my feet are? All right, and then on 3, pulling up with everything you got for 6 seconds. It's important to keep your core contracted for this. Ready on 3, 1, 2. And even there, I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but my knee cracked, which is good. I've heard it every time, and I know that it's just getting strong. Like, it's getting stronger. my tendons and ligaments, my connective tissues. It really has helped. I didn't even have it on, but it's cool. So I still have to do my Isochain routine a little later after this, after recording this. But those are your 3. Highly recommend doing those. Like, say if you just purchased this Isochain and you did it just for your knees, you just want to bulletproof your knees, you know what I would do? I'll tell you right now. 6 by 6, 6 sets of 6 reps for each of those exercises. All right, so 36 repetitions on the hack lift, 36 repetitions on the Bulgarian split squat, right leg and left leg. So technically that's 72. And then the Zurcher or front squat, either or, for another 36. So it'll probably take you, if you have a 20-second rest time, probably take you about 10 to 15 minutes. But what's 10 to 15 minutes? You know, what's 10, how much do your knees mean to you? You know, and I can tell you just from how it used to be back in September, being able to do this, it just simply wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. It was just way too painful. Now I have to remember, but I used to kind of timidly get into it and slowly lower. Honestly, right about here, wicked pain in my left knee, wicked. Somewhat like a 5 out of 10 in my right. If I switched, it was about a 6 out of 10 here coming down here, like an 8 out of 10 right down here, and then when I go into full, it's 10. I mean, it just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. These are the exercises that I've been doing to bulletproof my knees. Now, does this mean that you'll never experience any type of injury ever again? Of course not. That's ridiculous. But what we're doing is we're giving our knees the best possible chance to succeed. We're bulletproofing them. We're strengthening the tendons and the ligaments. The joints are connective tissues. They are very, very important, and it's gonna change just how, it's gonna change how you walk. It's just gonna change how you feel. It's definitely a change that you can feel, okay? All right, guys, hopefully that helped. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. Go ahead and comment. It helps us out a lot. And if you're not yet part of the No Limit Squad, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Come join the squad with us. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.